Alright guys, so today we're going to go over some basic if statements, if, else if, and else statements. And what that does is it allows your code to make some decisions based on different parameters. So we're going to go and just make an integer. Let's call it number. Let's set it equal to -1. Then down here, I'm going to set up a simple if, else if, and else block. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to do different things based on different parameters. In this case, what number actually is. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to type if, open parenthesis and close parenthesis, and then I'm going to make a curly bracket, hit enter, and again Eclipse automatically makes these curly brackets for me. Then we're going to go back inside these parentheses, and I'm going to say basically if, which I already have, number equals -1, and I have to do double equals if I want to denote that that something is equal to another thing. So then if that happens, I'll do system.out.println, and let's just say number equals -1. Then we're going to come down here, we're going to do an else if, then same kind of format, open close parenthesis, open curly bracket, hit enter. Then we're going to go back in there, and we're going to say number is less than or equal to -2. Then we're going to go and say, and we're going to print out, so system.out.println gotta make that string, so number equals, and we're just going to do number. And I'm doing less than or equal to, so that means if it's -2 or it's less than -2. And this is the same kind of format right here. That would be if it's greater than or equal to, except you would change this to that, change a less than sign to a greater than sign, but we want less than. So, yep, and then we're going to do an else. So else, you just need a curly bracket, and then we're going to hit enter, and then we're going to do system.out.println, and we're going to print number is positive. So let me run through this. I know I didn't really explain if, else, if, and else, and I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So if number equals -1, then print number equals -1. If this is not true and number does not equal -1, my code will then look for the else if, and that's saying basically if the number is not equal to -1 and the number is less than or equal to -2, print out number equals and then the actual value stored in number. If both of these conditions, the if and the else if, are false, then it will go to the else, and no matter what, it will perform that. Doesn't matter what anything is, if these other conditions are false and there's an else, right? So if number is -1, it's going to do this. If it's not -1, but it is less than or equal to -2, then it's going to do this. If the number, basically if the number is greater than or equal to 0, then it's going to go there, because that's all other scenarios. Now, actually, let me just run through this really quick and show you guys how this works. So, if I run it right now, with number equals -1, then number equals -1. Now, let's do -24, right? So it should be going in here. And actually, let me add a little something just so that we know. Yep, so we got the star, number equals -24, so it went in there, so that's good. And then let's try 0, right? Because it's not -1, and 0 is greater than -2. So does it go in that else? Yes, it does. So it goes in the else. So this whole thing works. Now, let's try this. So let's do another else if in here. You can have as many else ifs as you want. So I'm going to do else if number equals 0, system.out.println. Well, actually, let's then change number equal to 1. System.out.println number equals number. Okay. So yeah. So you'll see here that this number equals 1. It will not go in that else statement if it goes in here. So number is still equal to 0. Let's run this. Alright, so it only goes in this else if. Now, let's add another else if, just to kind of prove a point. So then number equals 1. So I'm going to print out here if the number equals 1 if it gets down here, which it shouldn't. And I'm going to show you that real quick. So yeah, so it goes in here, changes the number to 1, and then prints out the number. And because this is an else if any condition above it is true, the code will automatically skip it, and you don't have to worry about it. So then let's go down here. I'm going to say if number equals 0, then number equals 1. And let's print something out, right? Just to make sure that we get in there. Let's just print out 1. And then let's go, we're going to have another if statement, right? Number equals 1. And then we're going to print out done, right? The string done, right? And let's see what happens here. So we go here, right? We get number equals 1. Oops, sorry. Let's get rid of all of these. And what I just did is commented all these out. And I'm going to go over that in another short video with comments. So let's run this. So we get system, so we got 1 printing and done printing. So basically I'm only running these 2 if statements. And as you can see, it goes in here, does what it's supposed to do, and then also goes in here, because if statements have no effect on one another. If that first if statement is true and it goes in there, that doesn't affect whether or not it goes in that second if statement. It only looks at the conditions that it needs to satisfy. So yeah, that's very basic if, else if, and else tutorial. So yeah, I hope that helped you guys out. I will be making another video going a little bit more in depth with some of the comparators that you can use in my next video for loops and if, else if, and else. So yeah.